Welcome to Experience Northwest. This week, the Whatcom Weavers Guild, Adult Literacy Week in Whatcom County, nonfiction books by Village Books, and in honor of October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm getting a mammogram. Coming up right now on Experience Northwest. So with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I thought, what better way to raise awareness than to get a mammogram? Come on.
Hi, right this way. Have a seat in the dressing booth. Now your clothing from the waist up comes off. Open your gown in the front, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
Mammography should be performed for every year after age 40. That's American Cancer Society recommendations, once a year, every year. And throughout, even if you're older, some women say, oh, I'm quite old, I'm too old for mammography. No, that's not true. You're never too old for mammography. You're never too old to get the earliest diagnosis.
Okay, Deb, right this way. We're going to go right up to the machine. Okay. Now, for the mammogram, we normally take pictures from the tops and from the sides. We take those routine pictures for every screening mammogram. We're going to start with a picture of your left breast, so let's get you really close here. Now, the compression's going to come down the top. You doing okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Now I'm going to go take a quick picture. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead and step back. That picture's all done.
That was easy.
Well, mammography is important because it's the best way to find breast cancer at the earliest stage. Most people you shouldn't wait to feel a breast cancer or feel a breast lump.
I'm going to have you step back a little bit. I'm going to turn this machine so that we can get a picture from the side here. Now, we're going to put your left hand up on the bar there. Good. And we're going to get you nice and close here. Perfect.
It's a little awkward.
It is a little more
But it's not
awkward.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a little more awkward in this position.
Many women are afraid of getting a mammogram. They've heard all these stories, but the stories actually don't pan out. Most of the time, people have a very simple and smooth process getting a mammogram.
Now, we just need one more on the right side.
Okay.
And that's all that we'll need.
4 pictures.
That's it.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women in the world, in the United States and in Washington State. Most common cancer in women. Washington State is #1 of all the states for the highest incidence of breast cancer. So it's especially important for us in Washington State to be attentive to this issue.
That was pretty easy.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So gentle. Let's go look at the results. Now, before we look at the results, you wanted to talk about how it's important that you compress. There's actual reasons why you do it that way.
There's 3 main reasons. The first reason is to eliminate motion in the breast. If the breast is motiony during a picture, just like any picture you would take, you won't be able to see the fine detail. For example, fine calcifications that can signify an abnormality.
Okay.
The second reason is actually the better compression of the breast will diminish the radiation exposure.
Oh, that's good.
So when the breast is more thinly compressed, less radiation.
Okay.
And the third reason is to help spread the glandular tissue. Cancer will appear white on a mammogram and glandular tissue will appear white. If we spread those apart, we're less likely to hide a small cancer.
Now you're going to show us some images here and show us maybe a good
Yes.
mammogram versus maybe some cancer, right?
Yeah.
That's where you detect.
This is a good mammogram. It has a combination of the fat tissue, and this is the muscle of the chest, and glandular tissue looks white. This is a patient that actually had a small cancer in each breast, which will be very curable. On this one, she has these little calcium deposits. They're hard to see.
You can barely see them. They're
The
there,
little
yeah.
white dots,
Yeah.
and that's why the detailed film is just so important. Because they're so subtle, we really found that it's important that we have 2 doctors look at every mammogram. And that is quite unique to our program because not everybody does that. The reason we do it, increasing cancer detection by 5 to 15%. It's a year-round mission for us, and the more women we get in for screening, the more small cancers we're going to find. And it's the yearly repetitive screening. The smaller cancer is going to be easier to treat by the surgeons, the oncologists, the radiation therapists. And even though Breast Cancer Awareness Month is all around us in the month of October, it's all year.
The progress in breast cancer treatment and diagnosis is tremendously advanced over the years. We don't just have mammography, we don't just have ultrasound, we have magnetic resonance, MRIs, we have other nuclear medicine tests, we have many different tests to find breast cancer at the earliest stage. And when we find it, we have the least invasive methods to make the diagnosis and less aggressive, less deforming treatment. So, I mean, all in all, we've made tremendous progress. We cure most breast cancer that we find.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that was sure easy. Remember, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Get your mammogram. Thanks for joining us on Experience Northwest. Next time, Cody Rivers, Polenta, and travel books by Village Books. Until next time, I'm Deb Slater for Experience Northwest.